But I want to talk about for a second the Street Profits against Theory and Waller. And everybody knows I like Theory's work. I like to watch him work just because he gets the little things that a lot of the youngsters his age don't do well. He's very athletic. But then now, lately, to watch him work, I have to watch Waller, and nothing's worth that. So I was going to skip ahead of this, but I got to call attention to something at the start and something at the finish. Because the Street Profits are the guys that Lashley has taken under his wing, right? And what's the girl's name? Kayfabe?
B-Fab.
B-Fabe.
B-Fab.
Well, you do and you'll clean it up. But so Lashley's a big star, right? And he's supposed to make these guys big stars. So this is what they presented here. First of all, nobody knows how to be a babyface anymore. Montez Ford is very athletic, right? Does all the flips and things. Very, very precise, very athletic. He does the deal where when the match starts, the bell rings, he grabs the top rope and does a standing front flip over the top into the ring and sticks it perfectly on the landing. Boom! It looked cool as shit. And then Waller kicked him in the gut and grabbed a headlock on him. First move of the match, the babyface does a fancy move to jump in the ring, and the heel makes him look like a dipshit. What the fuck? Can you see if the bell rings for the Rock and Roll Express to start their match, and Robert Gibson jumps over the top rope with enthusiasm to start the match, and the fucking heel just fucking clotheslines him right in the face. Anyway, so we go to the finish. And did you watch this or even pay attention to this tomfoolery?
A little bit of attention to it. The Street Profits, unfortunately, since they've gotten put with Lashley, have been treated worse than they were beforehand. So
yes,
it's hard to really watch this stuff.
Well, in the finish, just to make sure that everybody keeps track of where this thing's going, old Dawkins powerbombed Theory. And then Ford was going to go to the top and come off the top, right? Well, then suddenly on the screen, there's a video shot of the Street Profits locker room where there's Lashley and Bayfabe completely laid out in the middle of a bunch of wreckage, and Lashley, or not Lashley, but fucking Cross, what's his name? Scarlett's husband. Karrion Kross are standing there drinking champagne and cutting a promo, and everything in the ring stopped. The guy on the top rope perched there stopped. And Dawkins on the floor stopped, but also the opponent stopped too. So then once that fucking the video is over with, Dawkins like waves it forward like, I'm going to stagger back here and see what I can find out. You just keep fighting these two fucking guys. I don't know what the fuck that was all about. And then Ford, who was on the top rope, goes to splash Theory, who had been laying there for, I put the stopwatch on it, 45 seconds since the last time anybody touched him. He was in a medically induced coma, apparently. But when Ford came off, Theory raised his knees and Ford landed on him and Theory covered 1, 2, 3. So Theory was playing possum, but that requires you to believe that Montez Ford would think that this motherfucker was going to lay there immobile and unconscious for 45 fucking seconds while they watch television. But that ain't all. Because then the dreaded team AOP, and no, they are not slim, sassy, sexy Congress people from the Northeast. They are two fat guys from the Indies. And they hit the ring and got some of the most awkward indie-level fat guy heat on the Street Profits that I've ever seen. And meanwhile, Cross and Scarlett come to the ring with poor Paul Ellering trailing behind him going, why am I here? What the fuck is going on? And they are going to stand over the baby faces when here comes Lashley staggering in with his clothes kind of ripped from the beating he's taken. And he rolls in and they get on him, and the heat on him is even worse than the heat they tried to get on the other fucking guys. And then the authors of the fat fucking cookbook held him up while Cross came from behind and knocked him out with one lousy looking forearm. Whereupon Bobby Lashley, the only star in this goddamn ring, is laying there with his face in the fucking ground while all the heels pose unnaturally in an awkward manner over the top of his fucking carcass. I didn't like this. Why would they do this?
I don't know. I don't know why Paul Ellering's there. I mean, he's not even doing promos or anything. He just every now and then walks out. Is he really managing them like he managed the Road Warriors?
It doesn't seem so, but it'd be nice to hear from him every once in a while to find out. But at this point, what is he going to say? Well, these guys, they all suck. Hear that? Hear that? That's the cops coming to get me now.
I don't hear
my opinions. It's the opinion police.
I don't hear anything. Are there sirens in the background?
Oh, your fucking super goddamn hearing now can't hear these sirens come. I live down the road from the fire department.
I hear you. You're yelling at me.
Well, keep it that way.
Hey, it's becoming too standardized, though, like on SmackDown specifically, large factions with a girl on the stable.
Yes.
Like, B-Fab's with them, and Scarlett's with them, and Zelina's with them, and Carmen Electra, what's her name?
Carmen Electra is with
the other ones.
The other fellows.
The other group. And then, Rhea obviously is a superstar, but she's with them. It's like for every 3 men, there's 1 woman.
Well, because a lot of people would say it only takes 1 woman to do the work of 3 men. See? So there you go.
Are you kissing the women's ass again?
Hey, what I do with these women is none of your business, you pervert.
These women.
these various women around the area.